All right, guys, welcome to the new daily recap of EU. Am I gonna do a separate daily recap of GU? Definitely not. I don't know if I'm gonna do daily recaps in GU. Not sure yet. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Let me see. If I made a thumbnail for the daily recap, I'm gonna make a daily recap. If I didn't do it yet, well, I'm just gonna do then uh EU only because I am tired. I'm having a new routine. Now wake up a quarter, oh, 15, well, 5:15 a.m. and then go straight for a run. We'll see how that goes. For now, it's all right, but I'm tired. I'm up since that, since 5:15 and been on it since, well, I had some breaks in between. Well, not really breaks, still had stuff to do, grocery shopping. It was not that I was sitting still, but then meeting, I didn't do a recap on. For now, we'll just do EU. I'll just quickly go over GU, see what happened. Basically, I'll just really quick. We can see that we came above this high, as I said, and after that, I'm expecting the turnaround. And what did we got? We got that turnaround. I saw the sell set up. I didn't take it. Why I didn't take it? Well, I will show you the trade I took on EU. And the trade I missed, I wanted to take, but I got, I don't know, something came in between. I had to go downstairs and not miss the entry. I don't do limits anymore. Well, I do limits, but like I was downstairs like half an hour. I miss it. Uh, Quickly. So EU, GU to previous daily highs, then we took Asia high, and I saw this area and was like, oh, you got like a minus short here. You got big structure. And then I remember my entry drill. What's my entry drill? My entry drill is to wait for early sellers. Well, there's no early sellers on the way up, so this should have been the early sellers. Guess what? Price came down, broke below, came up, early sellers. Then gave this minor break structure, gave an entry. Now, would have, uh, if you are more intricate and not like me, then your entry would have come from above these highs, somewhere here. Maybe use this area as your entry. This is your break, and then you get your equals, and you get target, and then put your stuff above here. And I think, was it Krishna? Someone caught a 1 to 10. Not that's really important, but yeah, metric like it. Yeah, Krishna. Uh, oh, I'm falling asleep. And then yeah, that's basically GU. I don't want to go deep into that. It's pretty straightforward what happened. Then we came up here, and then came above these highs. We got an instant turnaround, and I don't know. You don't have any early sellers, but yeah, so no entry drill. And for now, price can come lower and hopefully into the discount of this bullish range. To Asia lows, you might see longs further up from here as well. Now EU, let's go over EU and let's go over my trade. What's going on here? Yeah. So today, I said in my pre-market analysis, I want to sell above here and I want to supply below here. Now, well, look where we went. We came above there and now we are below here. And I tried to sell her and I actually got taken out break even. And this was the trade I missed. So let's just, before we go into the trade, I want to like focus more on why did price move, where did price move, and why did it move there. So what happened? Price came above this high. What does that mean? We take a liquidity pool. What is this liquidity pool? It's a high, a daily high. It's a daily level. It's quite strong. Although its price just doesn't care really about whether it's a daily, weekly, monthly high. Although usually monthly highs all a certain weight, but essentially we came above this high liquidity pool taken, we get that turnaround. Now, what can we see at this point? Like, how does price move? Very correctional. Why is it so correctional? Well, to induce sellers. Sellers before this high, before the high is taken. So we move up, we get just above, we get the break to downside. This is where I try to enter. Then what can we see? Price shut down over here, and this is the one I missed, unfortunately. Came down, got that return, and I was actually, when I saw this return, I was at the gym. I was like, okay, price wanna move up here. Why? Because this leg had no liquidity. But one thing that we have to keep in mind, don't mind this, so that demand zone from this high down to this low, but we have this range still, and what we have this range that is still intact, and by coming up here, okay, let me check real quick. What's this one? Okay, that's from that red range. And essentially by coming up here and then pushing down here, we don't reach any discount from this overall range. If we anything, we just respect this demand zone here. And then we get the reaction inducing buyers. We know that we broke bearish over here. Hold up. Over here. And we know that we need to reach discount to come further up. And we also know that we need to take liquidity to the downside before we can move up. So let's move this. Keeping that in mind, knowing where we are, we can say that, all right, though there's not much liquidity here, we are not aiming to take liquidity here. We are aiming to take liquidity here in order to move up. And as long as we don't take liquidity here to the downside, there's no reason to move to the upside. So price trickle down, and then now we are in this 50 minutes demand zone. Nice, that's working. Thanks. There you go. 50-minute demand zone. Liquidity taken now, and now we can look for longs from this area or from this area. Overall, we got this 50-minute kind of sell the buy move. So if we want to look for, we got these equals here. If we want to look for longs from the 1 minute/5 minute, ideally from this area. But this one is valid as well. It sits inside the discount. It says below the liquidity. So super clean area to look for longs. It's actually, the upper one is a 5-minute demand. I don't really use it, but it was too clean not to use it. So yeah, liquidity taking to the upside, liquidity building up to the downside, and then over here we can see, why is it slowing down here? Well, we took one pool of liquidity over here in the form of Asia lows, and then we want to induce buyers into the market. What do? We take one low. Smart money buyers and even liquidity buyers think like, all right, we're below low, we can buy up. They buy up, and we get further down, taking out the second low, inducing buyers and coming down. Now let's talk about my trade. So my trade overall, as I said, I want to sell above previous daily highs. So Asia high, then we can see that a real Asia high, as I call it, is over here. Why? Because Asia high forms the early sellers. Break to the downside, we come up. And actually, this was the break to the downside, but we are above previous daily highs. We took Asia high, so I went for a 1-minute entry, as I usually do after these highs are taken, unless the 5-minute needs more clarity. And I saw this happening. I saw, okay, we got these lows building up. We got low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, bearish break. And I actually entered at 97 there. Oh, that was quick. And then my stops above the high. So it's 2.6, 3.1. I think it was somewhere around here. And I was like, oh, look at this going. I was so happy with it. I entered late. I didn't enter over here. I entered based on this area. As you can see, 86 and 79 was a bit lucky. Slip, and then price went down, and I was like, oh, look at this, it's moving. 1 to 3 got hit. I was all right. And then DXY, so I can show you that, came. Yeah, it was here. And then DXY, I was like, okay, let's first be careful with this area. And that was when EU came into, that was this pullback. So we came above the area, below the area on EU. Then we got the pullback. That was this move on DXY. So came above, slow down. Then we get the continuation. I was actually hoping for EU to move faster. So I was hoping that EU would actually break below this low before DXY broke above that high. Because that would have meant that DXY still had to come above this high in order just to take that, in order to take that liquidity, meaning that EU would already be below that low. EU would be already below this low, and then get that further push down to get to a 1 to 4 where I could take my partials. Well, yeah. But that didn't happen. I went break even. I did. Why did I do that? Well, we got a low, high, bearish break, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So we got way before entry, we got everything taken. Then we got everything was mitigated. So bearish structure breaks and everything was mitigated. So I was all right, cool. Let's go break even. Now we broke below that. And one thing though, so this was like a minor break, but one thing that was still intact was this lag. This one didn't reach the discount. That one didn't reach the discount. And this one was the first time we reached discount. And we came just below this low. We respected this area of demand. And then price came further up. Then over here, we got another bearish break, but we didn't take these highs yet. However, then this could have been classed as another set of early sellers. And I saw that, and then I think it was around here. I had to go somewhere, and I just missed it. And I came back here, and I was like, oh, fuck this. This is too slow. I'm not feeling it. So I let my psychology come into play, unfortunately. And I didn't take the trade. I saw it happening. I was like, nah, fuck this. And as you can see, it's smashed down. Beautiful trade. So actually, my entry should have been here. Let me see. 8-6. So 7, 6, and then above here. So 38, 39. However, you can see liquidity here. That's one thing. So I already tried to stretch it. And then the second thing is that we don't necessarily want to reach the discount, but it's better. And you can see this strong push up. So I was like, all right. Then another thing is, this is the buy to sell move break, and we got our actual 1 minute demand zone over here. And that would have given us a 1 that should have been over there, and then move from there. Now that's an entry I would have just like do it like this. Target 1 to 4. and that's how I would have entered. A little bit guessing, which gives a better entry. Just how I did it like last couple of times. That was working quite well. Got another set of early sellers, and yeah. Now 50-minute wise, what can we see as we come above here? As I already said, price is quite correctional. So you can see that over here. We got a low, high, high, low, and we got that essentially got that slowdown. There's not much in here, so this is also a quite loose lag, if you want to call it like that. Yeah, during Asia. Oh. And then we got a break and move to the downside. Now EU continuation trade. So that's all taken. This uh, this can go as well. Real Asia high taken, and then we have a 50-minute supply zone over here. We have our bearish break over here. And we have liquidity to downside above these highs. Though we got equals here. Don't really bother about that. And we can see that price took out this high here. Sweep. And I don't know if there were really sellers, but this area in itself is nice to sell from. So we got early sellers over here. Like that. Line. And then we got early sellers over here as well. And then over here we have our break structure on the 5-minute. Great. Then we got our supply zone from this low up to this high. And that's where our sell comes from. Leave room 89, 79. And this is of course without trying to slip your trade to the upside. That one. And now 1, 2, 4 gets already hit before. Oh, that's good. So 1 to 4 gets already hit. You take your partials, and then your overall target is this low. And that's actually great. And then you got that continuation over here, which is a bit more tricky in my opinion, but it's still valid. That's essentially we come back into this PY. We got this zone over here. And we got liquidity building up over here. And this is essentially where your short trade comes from. Bearish break. Got some bearish breaks in here already. We can see that better on the 1 minute. So they count as early sellers. Yep. So this high went down to this low. But we know that we have this range. Oh, just reaches area premium. And essentially we come back in and we continue down. Nice trade here, nice trade here. That's basically daily recap. I don't want to go into details for all. I will usually I would have go into like where do I want to see price now, but we got tomorrow's pre-market analysis. I'm heading to bed and I will catch you guys tomorrow. I hope it was clear. Yeah, I want to see how Asia develops and then we can maybe look for long trades from this area, hopefully. And if Asia breaks above this one, I want to look for longs from discount here. GU, yeah. Yep. All right, all right, all right. Peace out, guys. That's it.